Right, we're live. Friday night after Thanksgiving. Who else is still in a turkey coma? Well, we already got a bunch in here. We got JB, he's waiting. He's been waiting. Let's go. Let's see who else. Twist Mopar Dennis, Justin Hill, Auto Salvage Outlaws. Hey, how's it going, guys? Appreciate y'all stopping in tonight. Apologize for not going on last week. Had a bunch of crap going on and just wasn't able to do it. What the hell is going on here? Well, you see it. Hey, Clint's in the house. How's it going, Clint? I've been arguing with the damn carburetor on the truck, and trying to get it dialed in. It doesn't want to cooperate. Got a whole bunch of jets, and well, I already had jets, but air bleeds and air fuel restrictors and shit like that. And I got to tear into that thing and start playing with a metering block, get that sumbitch to dial in. It goes fat, lean, fat, lean. It's really acting weird. Good carburetor, just got to put a bunch of time and effort into it. Waiting on parts. I didn't even make it down to the mailbox to see if they showed up. They were supposed to today, but USPS hasn't been the greatest about showing up on time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll walk down there tonight after we finish the live and see if it's all here. Maybe I can play with that thing this weekend and see if I can get her dialed in a little better. Oh, we're in trouble now. Dean Stevenson is in the house. Lot Burns is in the house. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Checking out your channel. Got some pretty good stuff over there, you guys. If you haven't checked out his channel, you probably should. I'll see if I can go find a link and throw it up for you. Got a couple mods in here. If one of you guys wants to do it, I'd appreciate that too. One-eyed cat. Only got a few minutes. Need to be up for hunting in the morning. Well, you better go hunt and catch you some food. What are you hunting? DNR Brian's in the house. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Kid came over for Thanksgiving and we put up the Christmas tree. So that's up already. Start piling crap underneath of it. White-tailed deer. Rifle starts tomorrow for 2 weeks. Nice. That's some good eating right there. Snuff in the house. Haven't seen you in here before. Appreciate you coming in. Twist Mopar Dennis saying hey to first responder. Welcome, Damien. How's it going, man? Gobble, gobble. Yeah, right. I gorged myself on turkey last night. I did the same tonight. I'll do it for a couple more nights. I do like the turkey and the leftovers, and the turkey sandwiches make a good lunch. Dean Stevens says JB's Little Shop is a great day when your son can walk away from a bad thing like that. Yeah, this is true. What happened anyway, JB? Did he get rear-ended? BNR says I made it through a week. Week one at the new job, Turner Wrenches, diesel and daily drivers. Nice. I enjoy working on diesels. They're dirty, they're messy, they're heavy, but I like them. Sometimes they don't like me, though, and I end up with a busted throat out back, but oh well. Pays the bills. JB says, first responder, I haven't heard back about the S10. Please let me know. Man, I hate model cars. Late model cars. You talking about late model cars? Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy working on them and I enjoy the power they put out. He seems as excellent. Just keep the AdBlue away from the diesel delivery system. Yeah, right. I have seen many of them. Some dummy put DEF in the diesel fuel and it never ends well for the engine. Have no fear. The Dougster is here. How's it going, buddy? Clint says, yay, we're fearless. JB says, my boy was just riding home and some asshole drunk hit him in the rear at 60. Please, people, if you want to drink, stay home. That's no shit. You know, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. That kind of shit just pisses me off to no end. He was riding home, so he was on a bike, JB? Fuck, that's bad news. Hope they got the fucking drunk. First responder says I haven't been back there yet to see what he sold. About the offer, I said 400, but he will take 500. We will see. Yeah, smoking wacky weed too. Yeah, I know. They think they can get away with that shit. You know, you want to do that stuff, stay home. Stay home and do it, or wherever the hell you're going to do it. Go do it there and stay there. Stay off the road. All these guys out there dumb enough to do these stupid drugs, just, you know, I can go on and on about my opinions on that shit. BNR says he diagnosed a Packard Commons ISB and a Peterbilt flatbed tow truck today, plugged up air intake heater. Yeah, probably from the damn EGR. He was with his brother just driving home, and he is drunk ass. Son of a bitch. That sucks, man. Clint says, I've got the cab and box from a rust-free 88S15 I wouldn't mind getting rid of if any of you need it. I'd take it if I had a frame. Yep, EGR. Best thing you can do for those poor engines is delete them, but then they'll have your ass in a sling. God bless the EPA, right? Super pumped. I just scored another Mallory Wild dual point distributor, but this one has vacuum advance for RB Chrysler. Nice. Yeah, I knew that, Clint. I still wouldn't mind putting together a big block S10. The more I think about it, I really kind of want to build an El Camino. My wife mentioned an El Camino a while back, and I just can't get it out of my head. I think a big block El Camino would be a whole bunch of fun. Boy, finding one that's worth a shit for a reasonable price can be tough. I personally like the late 60s, early 70s ones, Clint, before they got real square. Think of one of them, you think of a Chevelle with a truck box on it. True. No, and you're saying G body, you're talking about the later model ones, correct? Be fun to get a 454 in one of them. I'd drop it in all right, but working on it wouldn't be a whole lot of fun. Yeah. I also thought it'd be fun would be, like an 80s Monte Carlo with a big block in it. But again, talk about a real shoehorn job. Dougster says, so if any of my friends have an original Mallory key to replace a third on a printer, on a 3D printer, old buddy. Yeah, somebody was talking about doing that here a few weeks ago. I've always had the hots for a G body cutlass. Yeah. I actually had a G body cutlass years ago when I lived in Wisconsin. And for being a Wisconsin native car, it was actually in decent shape. It wasn't too badly rusted. Had the 231 in it. I enjoyed that car for a while. Main Street Mopar is in the house. What's up, everybody? Hey, thanks for stopping in, man. How's it going tonight? I had a viewer on YouTube off one of my shorts actually reached out to me the other day. We was chatting back and forth in the comments. I finally told him to email me, but we could possibly be coming into doing a blown 540 plus cubic inch big block Mopar project for him. That would be fun to build. I do enjoy building them big block Mopars. I own an 83 old custom cruiser wagon, 307 power. Love that car. That'd be cool. Take out that 307, build a 383 stroker. I used to Leo 65 F85 olds. Nice. Cordoba. How many we got in here? 14 in here tonight. Right on. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Oh, we're freezing up. What's going on here? Oh, here we go. It's moving again. Oh, Danster, I do miss my Cordoba 76 Cordoba. Yeah, those were nice cars. Nothing like a Cordoba with a big block in it. That's just a nice cruiser. My buddy in high school had a Cordoba, loved to ride. Yeah, they ride so nice. Turkey 1.0 is yesterday. Turkey 2.0 is tomorrow. We're moving the whole shop. Everything is on hold till we build a new shop. Wow, that's an undertaking. Shop moving is no fun. Shit's been a little over a year since we moved back up here to Prescott. Moved everything, moved the shop, and damn shop's still a mess. Danny Boyd says if you still have pics, you can put them in a video. Yep. Old slideshow videos. They're fun to watch. Kind of like a history lesson. Twisted Mopar Dennis says I like a 58 Fairlane, a 66 Satellite, and 69 Dodge Dart GTS cars. 68, 69 GTO are nice too. I agree with that statement. Clint says sounds like a job. Damien, rumor has it you might have a lot of stuff. I know, huh? Mopar hoarder himself. Yeah, that is a nice list, isn't it, Clint? I would take any one or all of the above of those cars. Of course, I would keep the GTO Pontiac powered. Danny Boyd says a 58 Ford with Curtis Turner sliding it around the hairpin on the Daytona Beach. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to ride shotgun for that. No, not you, Damien. Dougster says, I think I have pics from when we drove it to St. Ignace for the car show in 97. Got to find them. Yeah, find them and show them off. I wish I had half the pictures and stuff from years ago and chasing car shows and stuff. Lost a lot of that crap moving. Pisses me off when I think about it. Man, I got something in my eye. Now, John Wilburn was talking about having crap in his eye, too. First responder Damon says Curtis Turner drives the modified, a different Curtis Turner that was named from the original OG. I did not know that. So, who's ready for Christmas? I heard that question came up earlier, too. Clint says anyone on a road course or round track named Turner is brilliant. I know, right? Actually, a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, I hauled a bunch of material in there building a road course out here in Casa Grande. Dougster says my friend Joe had a 72 Trans Am with a 400 Chevy with a turbo 350 and 556 gears. He was cruising at 4,700 RPM for 4 hours on the highway. Yeah, I bet that engine just loved him. Same trip. Twist Mopar Dennis says, I wish I had all my pictures from when I started racing and working on cars. My ex burned them up along with my school pictures, high school yearbooks. So now all I have is memory. That's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, Dennis. That sucks. She must have been a vindictive thing. Cord Doobie was a proper 20th century hot rod street machine. It seems like I remember that name. Yeah, about all I have left for my 90s and 2000s hot rodding and stuff is a great big stack of magazines, none of which I ever got anything published in. But I did collect magazines. Cordoba was the nickname for my Cordoba. I'm sure it was for a lot of people's Cordobas. ASO says he'll be right back. We'll be here. Danny Boyd says I stupidly threw away my magazines after I got internet. Peckerwood Aaron's in the house. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Thanks for stopping in. Kind of got a little bit of a turkey hangover going on. Wendy English says the question is who went Black Friday shopping today? Not me. I did not leave the property today. These people around here can be downright belligerent sometimes on Black Friday, and I don't choose to partake. Hell, anymore, the damn Black Friday sales last a month, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you were thinking it and typing it just as I was saying it, Aaron. Seems it's blown out to Black Friday week here. Yeah, I've been getting emails and Black Friday sale crap in my email box since Halloween. Pretty soon they're just going to restart the Christmas sales on January 1st. Earlier and earlier every year, it seems. 90% of it ain't worth half what they want for it. Dougster says I didn't leave the house today. I got stuff done though. Yeah, I was doing a bunch of graphic work today. I got a couple projects going on. Gonna be some cool stuff coming out. Wendy says I went out just to pay bills. I do that for my computer. Bad enough Christmas lights are up before Halloween. I know, right? They put them up before Halloween and they don't take them down until frickin' Valentine's Day. You go outside to get the garbage can in and clean the dryer vent. There you go. My garbage can came up yesterday or Wednesday. Wednesday's trash day here. Dougster says no, January 1st is the time to push Easter. Next possible cash cow. Yeah. And the funny thing is they push all this crap to make money off of something that 90% of them don't even believe in. You nailed it. I was kind of looking at some of the sales and the ads that come in the mail and this, that, and the other thing. And, the pricing just wasn't that great. Wasn't that much different than it normally is. They just hype it up or they mark it way the hell up. So they trick you into thinking you're getting some kind of great deal. I did manage to find a case of Coors Light for $16 though. That's tough to do these days. Oh, my wife likes to drink Dr. Pepper, and I think beer's cheaper than that shit anymore. Quinn Street Machine says I wasn't subbed to lot, and I just fixed that. You know what? That's right. I told you guys I was going to put his link up. Give me a second here, and I'll do that. There it is. Any of you guys that haven't checked out Lot's channel should probably go do so. He's got some pretty good content out there. 48 subscribers and growing. Looks like. Let's see. He's got some pretty cool video here on old Hemi. Look at an early Mopar Hemi engines. That's something to check out. Collecting stickers from fellow YouTubers. He got a sticker from Mopar's Mustangs and minivans. I designed that logo for him. What's up, Jason? How you doing tonight, man? ASO says big sales after T-Day. They have 10 of the big stuff, and you have 500 people wanting that one item. Then you get there to spend your money. Laughing my butt off. Pretty much. Yeah, I thought so. I thought that one came out pretty cool. Peckerwood says, wait, $16 for a case of beer. We are anywhere between 35 and 50 for 24. Holy shit. Yeah, and I'm calling, back in the day, a case was a 24 pack, and I'm calling it a 30 pack is what I get. But usually they're about 22, 23, 24, sometimes as high as 26. I forget which grocery store it was. My wife found it at for $16. I should have had her get two of them. It's usually what I do once in a while. Catch it on sale. I get two or three of them because, yeah, it's ridiculous. For the longest time, it was like $14 for a 30 pack for I don't know how many years, and then Bidenomics kicked in. Let's go, Brandon. He's 49 now. Clint says, Doug, you don't look 77. 30 packs or 65. Oh my gosh. You can almost go to the damn bar and get it for that. Fuck. What is that? $1.10 a can or $2.10 a can? Crazy. Twisted says, Dougster, where is your link? Dougster, you are a mod, so I'm going to leave it up to you to put up the link for Dennis to your channel. Hey, Mohawk's in the house. How's it going, buddy? How's that scamp doing? Man, that sure is a nice car. ASO says, I worked at Walmart for 10 years. It was my second job, and the first big day sale after T-Day was a fight in the store, and we had to drag them out of the store. It took a whole pallet of computers to the back. Fuck. Yeah. That was a few years ago. I can't remember if it was a Walmart or a Best Buy or one of them stores around here. Some asshole started shooting because he couldn't get the whatever the fuck it was he wanted. People are batshit crazy. Waited till after the sale, right? By Den. Right. Twist Mopar link. Thanks, Clint, for throwing them up. Dougster's link got put up. Good deal. So check out these channels and get them some subs. Yes, Mohawk is in the house. It's getting cold around here the last few days. Hell, the high today was only like 50. That wasn't terrible, but it's getting in the 20s at night. I think, what the hell is it? Tomorrow night it's supposed to be 19. And they're talking about that S word. I think she said it was on next Wednesday or Thursday. White shit. I don't want any of that. Dennis says it doesn't come up for me. Sure thought I was subscribed to you. You know, it's funny. I've had that happen, and YouTube swears to be damned that it does not unsubscribe you from channels. But I can't tell you how many of you guys in this community I've come across that I know damn well I was subscribed to you and wasn't. You know, I'll go watching YouTube one day. I haven't seen this guy or I haven't seen that guy in a while. And go look you back up, and sure as hell, I ain't subbed. I was like, what the hell? I didn't do that. I bet it gets real cold where you are, Tony. High teens is about as cold as it gets. I think last year we got down to 10 or 11 one night, but it doesn't get much colder than that. Further up north, it does. It'll go below zero, like up by Winslow and shit. And I was up there one winter working the belly dump truck and getting up on those damn 0-degree mornings, and that diesel didn't want to start. Screw all that. Auto Salvage says, I used to get the hot toys that people was fighting over for my daughter when they come off the truck, and brought a lot of them sold to a guy who had a flea market, made a killing. Nice. Perks of working there. More than one way to skin a cat, right? And no, we don't condone skinning cats in literal fashion around here. Got to be careful what we say on YouTube, I guess. Commie sons of bitches. Clint says my channel slows down a bunch in January, February. No heater in the garage. Well, I'll tell you what, Clint. I've had real good luck so far with my torpedo heaters burning black diesel. And it cost me pennies on the dollar to make it. I found the ideal mix so far seems to be about 1.5 gallons of gas to 3.5 gallons of used engine oil. And I get hell, I collected a 55-gallon drum full of engine oil, and I've got a 20-gallon drain pan that's full. I managed to collect all that inside of about 2 weeks. But, that's a perk of servicing 2 fleets of dump trucks and heavy equipment. I mean, hell, they got to pay to get rid of it, and I take a certain amount of it home for nothing. So I get 5 gallons of heating fuel for the cost of a gallon of gas, basically. Beats the hell out of $5 a gallon for diesel. First responder garage. Damien says I have an AIM recorder for the dash time to see how fast I really am after he changes, or how slow. Yeah, I'm thinking, since I ain't got a frickin' drag strip around here close, I'm thinking about getting a draggy. Once I get I got the air fuel gauge on the air, if I can talk. I've got I got the AEM air fuel ratio gauge in the truck, and found out what I have basically confirmed what I already knew, that carburetor tuning was way off in left field. Once I get that dialed in, I got to start working on rear suspension. But I've been thinking pretty hard about getting a draggy. I think they're like what, $159. If I can get that thing to hook up and go on a street without any prep, it ought to do real well on a track. Mexico is closer than the closest frickin' drag strip to me, unfortunately. They just keep shutting them down, dropping like flies over here. Twisted Mopar says the only computer I have is this phone, so I'm limited to what I can do. Tell us more, Tony. About what, Clint? About the truck or the draggy or what? Or the heater? Mine too, Clint. Turbo heater, can't hear, and the fumes, not too good. Yeah, they are loud, but I run mine for 15, 20 minutes and shut it off, and I do open the door some, when it's running, so it doesn't fume up too bad. And yeah, it keeps me warm and doesn't bother me any. We work on hot rods and race cars. We're used to smelling exhaust. I bought so many NASCAR cars, I had to swap my half of my car collection for 3 bedroom trailer. I had about $400 in them. It was a $17,000 house. Nice. Doctor says yes, the -10 Monday, and the breaker tripped on the power line that took care of the block heaters. Shit. The whole fleet needs to light up. Yay. Double fisting either. Ether. Anyone want a 1,000-gallon tank full of oil? We need to get rid of it. Used motor oil, Damien? That's a lot of fucking used motor oil. First responder garage, Google, there are places that buy used oil. When I had my shop, my daily automotive repair shop years ago, I used to sell it to a company that used it for making asphalt. And 1,000 gallons, a few $100. I don't know what it is anymore. They got pretty stingy there towards the end. And that was a few years back. It's gotten any more, they think they're doing you a favor to take it off your hands. Most of these fuckers around here charge you to take it now. If you have a wood stove in the shop, make a waste oil dripper over the fire. It works good. Put a ball valve in line to control the oil flow, more heat. Right? I wish I had a wood stove out there. I got two of them in the house. Yeah, about the heater. Yeah, really no modifications to the heater. You just got to get the mix ratio of gas and used oil right. Really, it depends on how thick your used oil is. I mean, most of what I get is 1540 because it comes out of semi trucks. So, and I was doing with like automotive waste oil, like 1030, 1040 shit, from regular cars and thinner, 4 to 1, and it worked real well. But it was getting with the 1540 to where that ratio didn't really want to ignite. So I stepped it up a little bit, about 3.5 gallons of oil to 1.5 gallons of gas. And it doesn't smoke. It burns good. It doesn't stink. And it doesn't smell any worse than, burning straight diesel in the thing would. And it actually puts out heat like a mother. And I actually dialed the pressure back on it a little bit. So I think it uses less fuel per hour to continue to run. I spent a lot of money on diesel fuel on those fucking things last year, and I thought I was going to come up with a different way. And I tried this, and so far it's been working real well. First responder says the dash odometer says anywhere from 83 to 89 miles an hour, eighth, but I doubt that. You talking about on your Durango, Damien? Functional history says I work on forecast. My exhaust fine is the city strip. LOL. Fumes. Yeah. Die cast. Fucking autocorrect. I know, don't you hate that? Glad to see you in here, by the way. Nice to have you hanging out. First responder garage says I should have never got rid of the oil burner heater. Yeah, I would love to have a tried and true real deal waste oil heater, but those friggin' things are expensive. When you set them up in the shop, they got a stack that goes outside, so there is no fumes. Oil burning heaters heat up quick. Yes, they do. Just got the furnace running today for the first time. Nice. Oh, we've been using the wood stoves in the house now for the last 3 weeks ish. Does the synthetic oil work in a burner? Well, again, back to what I'm doing with the torpedo heaters and making the black diesel with gasoline and motor oil. The majority of the oil that I'm getting is Rotella T6, which isn't full synthetic. It's a synthetic blend. So it does have synthetic in it. It seems to work fine. Mo Pardena says we had 2 oil burners in the buildings, high maintenance. Oil you're getting gets harder and harder to try and get it to flame. Yeah, that's kind of what I was running into with, my homemade brew is adding just a little more gasoline to it. But a tried and true oil burning heater, they work different. most of your synthetic oils, which is what most of the modern cars are running. If you're collecting used oil from modern garages and stuff, repair shops, it's gonna be mostly full synthetic, and they do have the synthetic oils have a much higher flash point. First responder garage says you guys just gave me an idea where to put the turbos and hide them. Nice. What is going on, Wendy?
Nothing much. I just got a different computer. I'm just making sure it works.
Oh. Well, welcome.
Thank you. I'm just jumping on quick to make sure everything works.
Did you get a new one? Did you get a Black Friday deal?
Kinda, yeah.
Nice.
Refurbished, but I got a new one.
Early Christmas present.
Yep.
There you go.
Because my 5 and 6 was stuck, and every time I go to sign in, they just keep coming up.
Oh, that sucks.
And I delete, I go backspace, and it just keeps running.
Talking about a laptop or a desktop?
Laptop.
Yeah, so it probably needs a new keyboard.
Yeah. I knew that, like, if I try to pay bills on that laptop, I can't because the 5 and 6 are in my card number.
Yeah. Or even worse, it was 60, not 6,000.
Yeah. Well, I had the granddaughters 3 days this week, beginning of the week, and she was on that laptop, and her sign-in had a 6 or a 5 in it, and every time I got on the computer, it was like 6666666, and it wouldn't let me. I go back to delete it, but there's 50 million of them more coming in.
Oh, what a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Damien says the way to have no fumes is a straight stack and double insulated wall. Insulated so the exhaust doesn't get cold and heavy. No more than 45 degrees in total in all exhaust. Yep. Yeah, when it cools, it wants to sink back in. So, did you get your Ford figured out, Wendy?
Well, we think so. There was a guy at the college. He's a professor.
Uh-huh.
And my sister-in-law bought a 2006 Ford Freestyle from him. So I got a hold of him, and he came here and looked at the Ford, and he gave Don a new, or not a new, what do you call that? Shit, I don't remember the name of it.
The part or tool?
The part.
Okay.
And he gave him another part for the vehicle. And Don changed it last Saturday, and we haven't had any trouble with it since.
Nice.
And he gave it to us for free.
Hey, whatever works.
Hey, that's what the community is for.
Exactly. But you stumbled onto the right guy.
Yep. Oh, I know what it was, a throttle body.
Oh, it was the actual throttle body.
Well, he gave Don a throttle body, and Don's took that off before and cleaned it. And
yeah,
it
well,
keeps on it.
That actually makes sense because you were suspecting the pedal position sensor.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you a little crash course in how all that works, and it'll make sense to you. You take an old car. It's got a gas pedal and a cable and a carburetor.
Yeah, we weren't sure what it was.
No, right. But when you step on a gas pedal, it pulls the cable and it opens the carburetor. That car has what's called fly-by-wire. That's why it's got a pedal position sensor, and that throttle body has a servo motor in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you step on the gas, it has basically a variable resistor in there that changes the amount of voltage that goes into the computer, and then the computer sends a signal back to open that throttle. So a bad throttle body could cause the same sort of symptoms as a bad PPS.
Yeah, because I work 3 miles from here, and it would take me 15 minutes to get to work.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, because I was afraid to hit the gas. Every time I hit the gas, it shut off on me.
That makes sense. The servo could have been bad in that throttle body.
Yeah, Don's cleaned it a couple different times and
Yeah,
did
but
the same thing.
cleaning the throttle body itself is only the mechanical part of it. In the butterfly, you can't clean the servo. You know, it's
Right. And the
basically an
guy at the
electric
college,
motor.
said, clean it. We cleaned it. It still didn't work.
Yeah,
So he gave us another one for free. He's
yeah,
a professor at the Penn College here in PA.
nice. And he was familiar with that car.
Yeah.
You know, so
He came here and looked at it. He came here with he loves the Ford Freestyles.
nice.
He loves to work on them.
So did he put a scan tool on it for you?
Yep, computer and everything.
Yeah, yeah. He hooked into it and he figured out
And not just the scan tool. He came with a computer.
Right, regular laptop.
Yep. So I think he hooked us up. And he gave Don another part. Like, say, if we want to do anything towards the tranny, like some kind of plug or something, we got plugs and he put everything in a bag.
Right on. So now you got a bunch of spare parts for it.
Yep.
Cool.
Because he said if the throttle body didn't work, try this.
Okay, I got you. But he was fairly confident that it was a throttle body, and he gave you one, and so far so good.
Yeah, because
Win-win.
Don wanted to do the tranny fluid and the transmission fluid in the filter.
Right.
And he gave him parts for that.
And you know, if you've never done it, it wouldn't hurt to do it anyway, even if it's not the problem, because it probably needs it.
Right.
And it will become a problem.
But them cars have two tranny filter thingies. And he gave Don this little hickey jigger that the filter goes in. This car takes two tranny filters.
Right, they're canister type.
Yeah, he gave Don that canister thing. He gave him a plug and all that.
Right on. So basically the whole service kit to do it and do it right. Yep.
But it's been over a week and we haven't had any trouble with it since.
Good deal. I'm glad to hear it. They're all singing that Wendy song at you, Wendy. Everybody in the chat.
Oh, I can't see the chat. I didn't click that.
Slow SBF says, what's going on, everyone? Hope all is well and everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I did. Thank you. I hope you did the same.
But I just jumped on to make sure this laptop was working.
Cool.
Don didn't know I bought it, but.
Well, I'd be willing to bet there's probably some parts for that car that he's bought that you're unaware of. So now you're even.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, the camera looks good. The audio sounds good.
I mean, it's a refurbished one. It's a Dell.
Dell makes a good machine. So.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with a refurb.
But I have a 30-day warranty on it, so.
Did you get it straight from Dell or did you get it like off eBay or something?
No, I got it in a place down the road.
Oh, okay.
They fix like cell phones and stuff like that.
Oh, I got you.
And I have a 30-day warranty on it. And they're getting new batteries for these because it's an older one.
Okay.
And once the new batteries come in, they're gonna call me to come get a new battery.
Oh, nice. For free?
Yep.
Oh, right on.
And then I know them batteries are like $70, $80.
Some of them are more than that.
Yeah.
I can get them for 50 and I can get them for 150. It just depends on the machine.
Yeah. Because I said to them, I said, it ain't gonna cost me any more, is it? They're like, no. They're gonna call me when the battery's in.
Yeah, and if you're using it mostly at the house, you probably got it plugged in anyway.
Yeah. And the one I have and the one I got today is the exact same battery that I already had. So it don't matter.
I think, my laptop, I think the last time I used it not plugged in was at No Name 2022. Yeah, I've got a 4th generation Dell laptop. It's a great laptop.
And he said these computers were used for businesses.
Yeah.
So, and they have Windows 10 in them. So, and they changed the processor in them and everything.
Right.
I'm like, is there a warranty on these? Because I didn't want to spend the money on it if they didn't have a warranty.
No.
But they have a 30-day. Hey, as long as everything works, which I know it does, I can see you and you can see me. And
We are, let's see, 56 minutes into the live. Somebody finally noticed the lack of the long goatee. That's funny, Emily. Duster. Huh? Yeah, I was trimming it the other day and I screwed it up. So I just got pissed off and cut it off and said, fuck it, let it grow back. Now they're all talking. Now they're all looking. That's funny. Tony got spiffed up for Turkey Day. No, I don't call this spiffed up. Spiffed up is that.
Well, I guess Mohawk's not going to do the beard thing with you like he did with JB the other day.
Wasn't that on Bucks?
Yes.
Wasn't that on Bucks with the beards? That shit was funny.
Yeah, I see Mohawks.
You don't look like you just swallowed a fox head anymore. Mohawk, dang, no more beard battle. I might just let the whole thing fill back in.
Maybe I'll let mine grow. Oh, I bet you Mohawk's laughing now.
That might take a minute.
Come on, Mohawk. I'll let mine grow if you let yours grow.
I know, Clint. I just stumbled across this the other day. There's 14 years ago. Dougster says Buck's Live was a goddamn hoot. We had a damn good time. Buck's Lives always are fun.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that one when Mohawk was helping. Was it Mohawk? Yeah, Mohawk was helping him out when he tore down the 400.
Yep.
That was a good live. I was out in the shop actually that day. I was working on my truck. I had Buck on the 55-inch big screen. I was
Yeah.
jumping back and forth in the chat and working on my truck. That's funny, Aaron. That's what I always said. That picture looks like a fucking serial killer. Please know, Wendy, you would not look good with a braided beard. LOL. Yes, they do, Clint. They always do. They look like freaking mug shots. What trouble did I miss? Hey, Mater, how's it going, man? Yeah, we're just in here bullshitting. Wendy got a new computer she's trying out.
Oh, Don don't know I got a computer.
He'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, because the other one had a sticker that Tony made me. The stickers. It was on the left-hand side of the computer.
Oh.
And it's not there anymore.
I'm just noticing too, you're not up in Don's office. You're somewhere else.
I'm downstairs where Don's usually at. I'm
okay, yeah. Yeah, because Don's got his Trump banners and stuff up where he's.
Yeah, that's right over here.
Oh, I got you.
I'm downstairs. He's upstairs because he's going hunting tomorrow. He's going hunting with the boys.
Nice. Yeah, he said he was hunting whitetail.
Yep, he's going to go get some deer meat.
That's some good eating. And he'll put you to work cooking it up like you did at No Name.
Yep. And I'll grind up the hamburger and
man, that shit was good.
Yep.
I ain't had venison like that since I left Wisconsin, and that was back in 2000.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a styrofoam cooler here. I'm going to send Jason Garage some venison hamburger.
Oh, nice. He'll enjoy that.
It's mixed with regular hamburger and all the seasoning. He wants it for chili.
Oh, right on.
That's right. That makes some bomb and chili.
Yeah. I've got a really good chili recipe that I've developed over the years. I've been making it for, I don't know, probably 30 years now. And I've made it with venison. I've made it with elk. I've made it with buffalo. Anymore, I just make it with hamburger from Costco.
And I got 12 pounds of straight venison hamburger in the freezer behind me. That's going to jerky. Veni jerky.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it says, whose channel links did I miss? Well, Mater just came in. I don't know if you put Mean Streets up. He was in here a little bit ago. Peckerwood's in here. I don't know if you put his up. I don't know. I'm just running my jaw. Mater says, oh, so she's in the dungeon. Glenn says, I don't know if I've ever had venison, want it to be done right the first time I try it. Man, it was done. The stuff that Wendy brought us at No Name was off the frickin' hook. Me and John Cope and John Wilburn were all hanging out at John Cope's camp, and she come over with a big old slab of it that we all shared. That shit was good. Dougster says my uncle made some venison backstrap for Turkey Day. It was some tender victuals. I'll bet.
That's right. Them back straps are the best.
Yes, they are.
I like the inners too.
Peckerwood Customs Aaron says, I've never eaten it either. We don't have many deer here.
Oh, you'd love it.
We've got deer here, but they're skinny little fuckers, and it's a lottery to get drawn to hunt. When I first came to Arizona 24 years ago, for the first 3 years I was here, I paid my dues and put in my name for the lottery to get drawn, and I never got drawn for a hunt. I just said fuck it and quit trying. Clint just put up Mean Streets. Mohawk says, where is JB? I don't know. He was in here earlier. He was the first one in the chat. I kind of figured he planned on jumping in, but then he disappeared. I don't know where the hell he went. Mater's Workshop link is up. Dougster says, I make elk tenderloin with bacon and onions in my Dutch oven and keep the fire on low all day. Oh, hell yes. That sounds good. Mater says, Mohawk, he's still trying to find out where that extra bolt goes. JB's Little Shop link is up. Dougster says, car deer accidents are terrible in Michigan. If you see one, slow down. He has buddies sometimes. Always. Hell, well, you guys remember I made a video on our way home from No Name 2022. We were 45 minutes from the house. 3,000 plus miles under our belts, and we hit a fucking deer. Wendy's internet must have took a shit or something. Clint Street Machine says, in-law just hit a deer by us. That sucks. Those deer back there, them bastards are big. Like I said, the ones here are pretty scrawny little fuckers, but they still hurt when you hit them. I had a girlfriend when I lived in Wisconsin, fucking whitetail come out of the woods, crashed right into the side of her caravan, caved the door in. The deer hit her. Functional Histories effing hates this phone. The deer look like coyotes out there, right? It's about the size of it. Down here, I've seen deer in people's front yards. That happens here too. Can't win the lottery for deer, but you drive 3,000 miles and they come right. Yeah, that's no shit. Mohawk says Silver and I were thinking of making a trip up to JB's tomorrow evening and maybe do a live. That'd be fun. If you do, throw it up in a community post or something. I'll jump in. Say hello. Hang out. Kind of happy horse crap. Jumping out, I'm going to get something to eat and go to bed. Good night, Wendy. Good to see you. Glad you got that Ford figured out. I was just happily typing away, and the phone was like, hold my beer. I wish I could afford a new one. Yeah, those things are expensive, too. I've been with AT&T for a long time, but last couple of phones, I got flagships off of them, Samsungs, for nothing. I mean, yeah, you got to stick with them for till the thing's paid off. They pay the monthly payment for you, and you basically get the thing for free. But everybody else up here sucks anyway, so I ain't changing. I don't give a shit. Nice to get a $1,300 phone for free. I'll tell you what, that S23 Ultra that I got for my wife earlier this year, that son of a bitch is nice. I think who got one of those? Oh, Dust Devil Brian got one. He loves it too. I've got a S22 Ultra, and I like it. But the camera and the mic on that 23 just blows it out of the water. Dean says, I'm back. I was winding up Richard Holder mode with B&R Racing. We pack hunt together. Nice. So what's going on in Mater's workshop these days? Hey, Mater, I don't ever use any big name ones. Most of the early videos are made in a Hooli. I missed that phone. It was a Panzer tank of phones. Nice. I remember those. I haven't heard much of that brand. Shit, probably in the last 10 years or so. But years ago, I used to build Android ROMs for fun. It was just a hobby of mine. I'd source build them, and I used to build ROMs for those Huawei phones. I once hit a small doe with my 97 Honda Valkyrie. Ouch. 35 miles an hour. I heard me knock the wind out of her. She ran left of me and was fine. No damage to my bike, and I kept it upright except for deer hair. Man, that's some riding right there. Dean says, but Richard don't want no trouble. Pack and carry states, right? Hey, Mater.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much. Just shooting the shit, you know.
What caliber are you using?
Big one.
Yeah.
Big mouth.
No, I actually got a couple of videos out today.
Nice. Go check them out.
Yep. Actually went up going to Harbor Freight buying some stuff. I've been mentioning about Money Maniacs. Him and his wife are going to be moving out here because I've got that corner lot, and they were going, hey, we'd like to be able to move out there and get everything set up. Oh, sorry to hear that, John. Troll.
Oh, shit. I am sorry to hear that too, John.
But anyways, he got news that the apartment he was in, he makes too much money to stay in it, so they have to be out at a certain time. So that's moving the time frame up for him to actually be out here. So him and his wife flew out, and I picked them up this morning, brought them back, and we've actually gotten started on clearing out a lot of the trees.
Well, that's a bunch of work.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something that needs to be done. I just never did it because one, I was, had the health issues, and second, his backyard is like nobody's going back there, so I'm not worried about it. But
right.
now that he's got all that, we've got basically 3 months to get everything prepped and ready for his house to be here on.
Functional Histories, I says I have to get Tony's permission to do it, but I actually have a couple of those on my pegs. My permission to do what? You don't need my permission, man. I would be absolutely flattered to have you do a 71 Charger for me.
Ooh, man, that's some bad timing there, John.
He was an electrician and scheduled to do a job for me on Monday and hit that deer Sunday evening. Oh my gosh.
See, now that's the one thing about that's scary being on a motorcycle is you hit something like that, you've got no protection around you whatsoever. I mean, they can mess up a car pretty good, but you got all that steel and everything around you. That's going to protect you. You ain't got it with a motorcycle. Tony, you ride, so you know what it's like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. My real 71 Charger is a freaking mess. But I can basically tell you how how it will be done. My email is in my channel description. Hit me up and we'll trade phone numbers and we can talk.
But we want to buy in some tools, and I got it's about a 21-minute video on the review on them, and John, even if he was wearing a full face, that still might not have helped.
Well, it depends on how the injury killed him.
Right.
If it was a facial injury that killed him, it is a good chance that the helmet could have saved his life.
Right. But
I'm terrible about wearing helmets. I mean, I do wear a helmet when I ride, but it's just, the brain bucket, old school type riding helmet.
Right. For me, I wear a 3/4.
Yeah.
Where I've got the flip down visor and everything. I like that because I still got vision out here. I do have what they call a one that's it looks like a full face, but I can have the other back. But with the front down, now I wear that when it's cold weather because I get more facial.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But other than that, I'm wearing the 3/4. But that other one, that full face one, my vision is limited.
Yeah, I just wear a half shell. Arizona is one of the few states left that still doesn't require. They don't have a helmet law, but most of the time I wear the helmet, just the half shell. It's better than nothing.
Damn. Well, here in Texas, I think it's up until you're 21. Basically 20 and under required to wear a helmet.
Oh, okay.
After, 21, then you can wear it or not.
Fucking kangaroos. Damn it. That sucks, Aaron. The Roo and the bike went down, the Roo hopped away, and the old mate went to the hospital. Bike was a write-off. Damn it. That sucks. It would be hard to do my scamp as a Hot Wheel, I bet. Not for functional histories. He's an artist with them things, man. He could do it.
Well, functional, hey, I've had people pull out on me, but I'll still get out there on 2 wheels.
50 this Sunday. That's too soon. That's too freaking soon, man. That sucks.
Got a long way still to go. But I do agree that, nobody in a car looks for motorcycles.
No, they don't.
No.
No, when you're riding, you got to ride for the other asshole.
Yeah.
Because they don't pay attention. It wasn't too long ago, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. I hadn't moved back up here to Prescott yet. I was still down in Casa Grande. I was riding, and some asshole come up on my come up around me on the left and cut right in front of me to turn into a freaking gas station. I had to
Oh.
jam on the brakes on a bike hard. Didn't hit him or nothing, but I mean, it was so bad that some kid in a van pulls up next to me at the next stoplight and he says, "I saw that asshole. You should have kicked his ass." I said, "Boy, you don't know how bad I wanted to."
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like the first time Crystal, she rode with me when we went going 2 years ago to that bike rally. We're getting up on the highway, and some lady in a little red car passes me on the shoulder of the entrance ramp. Okay, it's one lane to get on there, and she passes me on the right. So it's like, I wound up catching up to her, and all I can say is that bitch is lucky that she didn't have a busted mirror all over 45.
4 hours before me.
But I caught up to her, and I was like this. Yeah, that trike did hit 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that would be an awesome one for you to do functional, would be Mohawk Scamp. That is such a cool car.
But no, I'll play like this. When I was taking my safety course to get my license, the instructor said basically you have to think that anybody in a car is a hired assassin out to kill you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because they don't look for they don't look for bikes because bikes are so small. A car or pickup or 18-wheeler are so big they can see that compared to a bike. And I've had people pull out in front of me many a times.
Well, they could see the bike too if they put their goddamn phone down and pay attention, but they don't.
No, if they would just fucking look, open up their damn eyes and look and pay attention. I mean, how in the hell do you miss a motorcycle coming at you at nighttime and it's got its headlight on?
Mohawk says, no helmet in Illinois. I put 30,000 miles on my bike in 5 years. Helmet law in Tennessee, I haven't put 200 miles on it in 10 years.
Yeah, Tennessee, you got to wear a helmet.
My latest video is all about my 79 CBX Project Red Rocket, world's fastest production motorcycle in 1978. Nice. I need to go check that out, Dougster.
Oh, let's go look at that one.
Yeah, that would be a good video.
That one, I think that was the one you did, a couple of days ago? I was going to watch it and got distracted.
I have to wear a helmet in every state here. Guys, the paintwork is exquisite. I believe it. Yeah, I'll have to go check that out.
All right, I'm getting a message saying that our dog needs to be taken out.
Oh, crap.
She probably has to do that. I'm going, why in the hell can't she take her?
Sounds like my wife put ours out and they want back in because they're freezing their balls off out there. They're out there yapping. Now we're down. I think tonight it's supposed to be, what the hell was it supposed to be tonight? I think it's 25 or something. Tomorrow night we're supposed to be 19 degrees.
Damn. We're not getting that cold yet. I think the coldest, maybe 48.
Yeah, our high today was 51.
Well, you see what I'm wearing. I've been outside.
Yeah.
T-shirt, jeans, and I've been outside working.
Yeah, 23 it's supposed to be tonight, 19 tomorrow night, low 20s for the rest of the week. And that's shit they're talking about fucking snow on Thursday.
Hey, don't say the S word.
That's what I said. my wife said that to me this morning. I said, "Quit your cussing at me, damn it."
Yeah, that's dirty words there.
Gave her the raspberries and it backfired, and I spit all over my own glasses. Even in full conscious state. It's almost frosting right now. Well, you're up there in Michigan. It gets cold up there. You've probably already seen snow, haven't you, Doug?
I know they've been seeing it in Montana.
They can have it.
Yep. You know, I get a lot of people say that, you know, Texans don't know how to drive in snow. Well, hell, we don't get it that fucking much throughout the year, especially here.
Well, the trouble is over here is the Californians don't know how to drive in snow, and we get a boatload of them fuckers over here. And same with the rain.
Yeah, I was going to say, they don't even know how to drive in the rain.
They don't know how to drive on dry asphalt. What the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, I've seen California traffic. It's like, nope, hell no.
No, thank you. I haven't been to California in 15 years, and I'd be all right if I went 15 more without going.
The closest I ever got to California was when I was in Vegas, and that was in '96.
Yeah.
And that's the closest I'm ever going to get.
Shit, I ain't even been to Vegas since 2011. My wife and I got married there.
Really? Oh, I bet it's changed a lot.
I don't know. We got, of course, we were out of state license plates and shit. We were on our way home, and I got pulled over. The cop said I didn't use my turn signal coming out of a parking lot, which is bullshit. That's muscle memory. I've had a CDL for 25 years, for fuck's sakes. But anyways, I'm giving the damn cop my fucking registration and shit, and he sees a magazine in the glove compartment. Freaks the fuck out. Where's the gun? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Oh, you heard about that
My
shit?
wife and I sat on the fucking curb in November, freezing our ass off in Las Vegas in handcuffs for 2 hours. And I finally told that fucking cop, you got two options here. You can take me to jail or let me go. And either way, I'm going to have your badge in my fucking pocket. You're violating my Second Amendment right. So shit or get off the pot.
Well, I was going to say, did you hear about that shit that's going on with that guy in California? He's coming home. He's on his own property. I mean, he's about 2 feet away from his front door, and two guys rush up to rob him. Okay?
You see what ASO is saying? He'll send you 8 feet of snow.
No.
Them's fighting words there.
Yeah. He turns around and he had like some, coffee in his hand. Turns around, throws that at the first one, pulls his gun out. They start firing at him. He fires back. Okay. They didn't get hit. They ran off. Now the sheriff decided to pull his CHL license.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
No, and the guy was on his own property at his house when all this shit happened.
Wilburn, I hate snow.
Yeah.
And my email should be on my about stuff on my channel, Functional Histories, but I just put it here in the chat for you.
Yeah. I'm going to, ASO, I'll put a return to sender on it.
You'll refuse that shipment.
Yeah, I'll refuse it and put on there, I'll be doing my Elvis return to sender.
There you go.
Address unknown.
ASO's doing a snow dance for Mater. Man, that's fucked up.
Oh,
Well, I'll be sure to take pictures when it snows here and send it to everybody so they can enjoy it with me.
I've done, I've posted pictures and video of it, when it snowed here. And like I said, we ain't had much.
They're saying it's supposed to be a wet winter this year, so we could end up getting quite a bit. But I put a few videos and pictures up on the channel last year.
All I know is that them damn Canadians, they need to come get their weather. It's getting out of control.
Right? Buddy of mine sent me a text yesterday morning for Thanksgiving. I thought it was pretty funny. I'll share it with you guys here. Okay, so here's the first one.
That, yeah, I've seen those. Yep. Hey, Tom. Now, the latest I've ever seen snow coming
Hey,
down
Tom, how's it going?
Was the first weekend of April. We had, just a few slow flurries and everything. And it was, I mean, nothing really sticking, but we actually did have snow coming down at the beginning of April.
John, if you had a Hillary Clinton emoji, it would automatically crack the screen on your phone when you tried to use it.
Yep. All right, I'll be right back. Let me go see how. Let get this dog out and get her back in. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I think that would be an auto break on the phone. Turbo Tom already got snow on Halloween. Yuck. Ah, to hell with it. I'm going out to the shop. Nice. He's going to go play. Turbo Tom's channel. Go check him out. One year we had snow on Mother's Day in Ohio. It's funny you mentioned that. I forget what year it was now. I want to say, it had to be like 2006, I think, 2005 or 2006. It was late May, and I'd gone to Nevada for a car meet, and it was snowing in Pahrump. And it ruined our car meet. And that sucked. And I want to say that was like May 20th ish, third week in May. Got a troll trying to give away and nobody wants him. Which troll? Let's see. John's phone would die and no one would know who did it. Right? Yeah, it would self-delete the evidence. Old classic. John Wilburn says, I've seen an inch of snow in Pahrump. Yeah, I think it's about what we saw that time. We're just all scratching our heads. What the hell? It ain't supposed to be snowing, but it did. It ruined our weekend. Tom says he'll take any view he can get. Well, we got 12 in the chat right now, so maybe somebody go check you out. Had a couple new faces in here when we first fired up. I don't know what the hell happened to JB. He just disappeared. Pink Panther theme. Nice. Maybe he's getting some, maybe JB's getting some news on Brooks a Million. I hope he's all right. I was out training in it, 16 degrees. You were talking about that a week or so ago in your live, John. I think I remember you mentioning that. The transmission in his phone is acting up. So hopefully this week, well, I didn't make it down to the mailbox today, but I was supposed to have a box of parts, carburetor parts in the mailbox. Hopefully this week I can shoot some video and show you guys some Holly/demon tuning tricks, and maybe we can chase some of the demons out of my demon. Well, John, I would have to say, this is just my opinion. If you can train in foul weather, you're going to be that much better in decent weather.
No, that's okay, ASO. You can keep them.
Got a warm pistol in your pocket? You're just glad to see me. Hey, Mater, I got a troll I'm sending over.
Yeah, I know who he's talking to. Nope.
He's probably talking about that 220 troll.
That's who I'm thinking.
I just heard tonight, I guess ASO had some trouble with a fucking troll, got him in trouble on YouTube or something. But these sons of bitches, they can go out there and they can mock our channels and talk shit and do whatever, they dedicate a live to tearing somebody else down or this, that, or the other thing and just seemingly get away with it. But well, by God, you tell them off and then your ass gets in a jackpot for it.
Yeah. Well, that one I was telling you about, yeah, that asshole, he's back.
Is he really?
Yep. He started a new channel and he's back at it.
Is he after you again, or is he?
I haven't seen him
with other people.
I don't know who he's doing because I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been notified if he's doing it or not.
Because he got shut down over that shit with you.
Yep.
So he just started a whole new channel and he's doing it again. What a dick.
And I mean, like I said, because he got the 3 copyright strikes and everything, so YouTube took his channel down.
Exactly. That's how you can say defamation. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, now on my stream and everything, I'll have the banner at the bottom saying there's no rebroadcasting without permission from the host.
Right.
And, now I told Tony, but for everybody I know out there, what happened was I had a guy, he literally when I was doing my live stream, this guy was literally streaming it on his at the same time.
And
And
talk
like,
shit at every turn.
yep.
Yeah, Dougster says, I don't get the hate. Yeah. I don't, what do these people gain from it? Is it some kind of fucking adrenaline rush that, oh, I get to be an asshole? I mean, what the hell?
Young jerks that don't know what to do. They probably still living at home with their parents.
Hell, Dummy got 2 strikes and he posted a video today. He must have them in his back pocket. Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. These goddamn young punks living in their mommy's fucking basement ain't never had an ass whooping in their life. That's the trouble with 90% of them. They ain't any discipline.
Yep. That's the problem with today's system is the damn law don't want to the prosecutor, they don't want to do anything.
Well, fuck to teach the kids in school. If your mommy spanks your ass, call the police. First thing they need to do is get these fucking liberals out of schools. That'd be a big help.
Oh, yeah.
Neither, Doug. If you don't like the channel, there's a million others to watch. Exactly.
I agree.
John Wilburn says, ASO, he can't figure out Valve Last. He certainly doesn't have YouTube in his pocket. Yeah, no shit. The guy's been on YouTube for 10 fucking years and he's got 400 subscribers.
He's been on for how long?
10 years.
Damn, I'm getting close to 700. And I've only been doing this for a little bit over 3 years.
Yeah. I've got 808 subscribers, and I've been at it for a year and a half. And I ain't been at it real hard.
Well, most of what I've done has been live streaming. I need to get more and more video content put out there, and that's one thing I'm trying to do.
My problem is I get lazy. I get out in the shop and I get working on shit, and I either forget to turn the camera on or I don't even bother to turn it on, and I just get done what I got to get done.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's fucking cold in this shop. I need money for propane for my little heater. Anyone want to help out? F you, it's cold.
All I can say is put on more clothes. Layer up.
Never seen someone take a running car, now it won't run, laughing my ass off, right?
I've seen a few people do that.
Just sends me, Auto Salvage Outlaw. I'll be your new content delivery. Uncle Brian does it with Kenny. The law protects scoundrels. Democrats need their votes. Exactly.
Yep.
Well, that's like we were talking about frickin' Mexico earlier in your live, John. They just come back and forth. No problem. You don't need no friggin' passport. They want them here so they can buy their votes.
Yep. Well, we've had problems with, illegals here. And matter of fact, I think earlier this year, we actually had a shooting. And the guy was an illegal, but he killed someone with an AR, okay? He'd been deported twice. How in the hell is he getting his hands on a damn firearm when illegal is named allowed to even have one?
Well, that just answered the $1 million question that these damn Democrats keep preaching about outlawing firearms. All you're
Exactly.
doing is taking them out of the hands of the legal owner.
Yep.
It ain't going to stop the assholes from getting them.
Well, I mean, trying to do that with guns, how's that been working with drugs?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you got it.
Well, and I say the same damn thing about drugs. Quit wasting my tax dollar chasing these fucking druggies down. Let them do their shit and the problem will self-solve. Stop spending my money to save their overdosing lives. They want to fill themselves with poison and die? Leave them dead.
Yep.
Pretty soon the problem will just self-solve.
Well, what we need to do is go back to the old West style of law. Basically, a long drop with a short rope.
Right? Oh, I've been saying that for years. A good old-fashioned hanging on the courthouse lawn.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, you'd see the crime rate drop like a rock.
Oh, yeah.
There's no accountability. You know, you go rape the neighbor, kill somebody, whatever, you get 3 hot in a cot, courtesy of the American taxpayer for the rest of your lousy life.
Nope.
When the sentence is death, an immediate death at the end of a fucking rope, you're going to think twice.
Yep. Either that or they can start go sleep with the fishes.
Yeah. I really don't care how I die, but there's 2 fucking ways that I don't want to. That's either being hung or drowning.
Nope. Me, I want to go. I want to. When it's my time, I want to do it while I'm sleeping.
Oh, I'd prefer. Who wouldn't prefer that?
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, you know, that's probably the 2 worst ways you could die is by hanging or by drowning.
Yep.
Or getting burned to death.
Oh God, yeah.
Functional History says, I weigh 400 pounds. If I add more clothes, my outer crust will start to collapse on me like a neutron star. Keep posting, Rocky. You will get there. Who are we talking about? The guy that can't make a car run. Oh, that it's 220 guy, functional. He likes to talk crap on people. If you don't know who he is, you're better off. I need to get vids going ASO. Yeah, you get some videos up, your channel will grow.
Oh yeah.
I had a guy reach out to me yesterday, as a matter of fact, through YouTube. Wants a 540 plus cubic inch big block Mopar built with a root style blower on it.
Ooh.
That'd make for some good content.
Now, what Dubster probably needs is like what I've got. I've got one of these little diesel heaters here in the garage, and I mean it works perfect.
Well, see, is it one of them torpedo heaters, Mater?
No, it's a the one that like you have for like a camper.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, let me show you. I've got it. I've actually got it running right now. I got my shorts and everything on, so my legs are a little cool. But there it is right there. It's just got the diesel tank up on top. And that hose right there, that's the exhaust, for the hot air.
Okay. A little more sophisticated than mine.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of torpedo heaters and I feed them used motor oil and gasoline. They're supposed to burn diesel.
Yeah.
But I feed them used motor oil and gasoline and they work great.
You can do
for
that.
A fraction of the cost.
Well, I mean, I can probably, I've done that in this. I've done.
Have you brewed black diesel for it?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
works in there.
I started doing that I got the idea to start doing it towards the end of last winter when I got sick of paying $6.50 a gallon for fucking diesel fuel for the heaters.
Yep. And the thing
Johnson,
about it is, now you'll be surprised. Now this runs off at 12 volts, but you'll never believe what I've got is my power supply. Take a guess what I'm using to power it with.
it runs on 12 volts, so you've either got a battery charger out of an RV or just a battery or regulated radio power supply. I don't know. What do you got?
240 watt power supply out of a computer.
Oh, yeah. Run off the 12 volt rail.
Yep. It works perfect.
Yeah, as long as it puts out the amperage the thing needs, and 240 watts at 12 volts is 24 amps.
And all this thing needs
20 amps. So
well, this heater, all it requires is 45 watts.
Yeah.
So I've got plenty of wattage.
240 watts at 12 volts is 20 amps. So yeah, you got plenty of power for it.
Yep. I mean, and how easy is it to pick up power supplies out of old crappy
Oh yeah, especially low wattage ones like that.
Yeah.
Hell, freaking the old HP Slimlines and shit. They had 320 watt supplies in them.
Yep.
And you can almost find them in every dumpster.
Yep. And this heater here, you can pick it up, either on Amazon or eBay, about 150 bucks.
What's the BTU output on it?
I'm not sure what that is, but this is this one's the highest and it's rated at 8,000.
Okay, yeah, I got 1,600 square feet of uninsulated shop, so I need a little more than that.
You might need a couple of them, 2 or 3, but
now big torpedo heaters rated at 180,000 BTU, and I'm not sure what it puts out on the black diesel. That's what it puts out on regular diesel.
Right.
Some bitch, I'll run it, when it's 40 degrees out there in the shop. I'll run the damn thing for 15 minutes and I got to turn it off. It gets too warm in there.
I mean, like right now, here's one. They want $86 for it.
Can't beat that.
No.
Dean Stevenson's got 67 subs with no content. Oakster says if guns were to be outlawed, then only outlaws would have guns. Absolutely.
Okay. I've got it where you can share it.
Oh, gotcha.
But that's it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's meant for black diesel. Gotcha.
Well, I think that's the...
that's the color of it.
Yeah, the color of it. But like I said, it's set up to run. It's got the little glow plug and everything inside of it. And once it heats it up, I mean, it's got a little fuel pump, a little injector.
Yep.
It's injecting the diesel and everything inside there. And then
it works real similar to the way a torpedo heater works. It's just got a firebox, so the exhaust goes outside.
Right. But the thing about it is where the diesel itself is all burning, that's separate.
Right.
Okay. So it's basically like a big heat sink. And then in the very back where your fan is for blowing inside the heat chamber, you've got another fan that's blowing around all that and then blowing out.
Exactly. It's got like a furnace style firebox in it.
Right. And then all the exhaust that goes straight outside. And like I said, $86.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
No. But I mean, That's what I've got. I mean, my garage is, I think, 400 square foot uninsulated.
Functional says fire would be awful too.
No.
I think the fire was just was in for the picture. That yours doesn't spit fire, does it?
Oh no. Oh no. No, mine doesn't.
Or getting shot in the back of the head. That's a chicken shit that does that.
No. But no, I mean, now some of them they come with as a kit where you have to build them all up and put them into something. With what I've got, it's in its own case and everything,
Yeah.
and there's no assembly really, except for hooking up your exhaust and figuring all that out.
That's a good one, Wilburn. Actually, I think the model would sound better. At least the model wouldn't knock and rattle. This gives me a horrible headache. I know beggars and choosers. I don't think anyone wants vomit on their diecast, right?
Well, that's the thing about with this. All your diesel exhaust and everything, it's actually going outside. With the heat and everything on this is actually
Yeah, it's got a
blown.
separate firebox, so it exhausts outdoors.
Yep. And like I said, I've got it running. So can you hear it?
I can't hear it. No.
Yeah. And like I said, now if I had a torpedo heater behind me, yeah, you're going to be hearing that.
Everyone with no name nationalists should be mad at him and not support any of them channels after all he said about us. Yeah, I don't support his ass.
No.
Good night, all. Going to bed. Going to blast down the boulevard and see if the gas gauge is programmed correctly. Right on, Damien. Good to have you in here tonight, man.
All right.
Have
See you,
fun.
Damien.
Hopefully, if the weather permits, I'll do a little blasting around with the truck this week after I get to working on that carburetor.
What's wrong with the carburetor?
It's a demon, and it's got demons in it.
Oh.
It's a big, it's an 850 Mighty Demon on that nasty big block of mine. It just needs dialed in. It's real fat on transition and lean up on top. And I need to get into the metering blocks and change the idle feed restrictors and maybe mess with air bleeds. And I got a mailbox full of shit. I bought a bunch of blanks and some pin drills and stuff. And I'll be doing some work on it this week, and maybe I'll actually get off my ass and let the camera run and show you guys what I do and how we get from bad to good. I'm actually real lucky I didn't melt that fucking engine down at No Name, because it was running wide open throttle up here at 5,500 feet at about 13.6. So I guarantee you down there at Sykeston, that sumbitch was way over 14-1 at wide open throttle. That's too fucking lean.
Yeah.
Not that it seemed to matter. I couldn't get any traction anyways.
I heard, now that was something that I heard several other people talking about. Was that a big problem at No Name, the traction on the track?
My problem was not, well, the track could have been prepped better, but you got to remember that track, they had some issues. That there was a lightning strike at Jeffers, and the track hadn't been run on for several months before we showed up for the event.
Okay.
So yeah, the prep could have been better. Better prep wouldn't have helped me. I just had way too much power and not enough tire. And
So in other words, they hadn't had enough rubber put down on the track.
Yeah, but just Mopar Joe and a few others had traction problems too. But
Yeah, I've seen his videos and him talking about it. How tires were not gripping at all.
I'm
I
not
didn't know.
here to. I'm not going to sit here and bash Jeffers, but I will say that the prep could have been better. But they had issues. Like I said, there was a fucking lightning strike. John Wilburn knows more about it than I do, but there was a lightning strike and it took out the tower or something. But anyway, the track didn't get run on for several months before our event. So I mean, all the prep in the world,
Yeah.
it's nobody's fault. I'm not gonna sit here and throw blame at anybody.
Right.
Could it have been better? Yeah. Was it somebody's fault? No.
No. See, that's what John's saying. It was, traction was subpar. So they got new management and everything. So that's good.
Well, that depends. I'm way behind on the comments. I did see, okay, John put up a comment. He wants functional histories to send him an email. He's got some projects he'd be interested in. Okay, he did see that. Shit, I'm way behind on the comments. John, my contact email is sent. You did get my email too, right, Functional? A demon called Rich laughing my butt off. Yeah, the truck was definitely lean on the top end, but it's fucking pig rich down low. I mean, it's in the 11s, high 10s, low 11s down low off the transition as far as air fuel ratio goes. Okay, John Wilburn, there it is. Traction was subpar, but it has new management and is hooking great now. Well, that's good to hear.
Yep.
Like I said, when a track sits for a length of time, it's tough to get them prepped right away. We're aiming at doing No Name next year. The guy with the Crossley backed out, so that left us hanging. We're trying to find another relatively cheap car that we can afford. Free is best, but I digress. You don't need a car at all to come.
No.
I went last year without a car. I went last year with a car or with no car and 100 subs. I went for the experience. I went for hanging out with my friends, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I drove 3,600 miles and hit a frickin' deer on the way home, and I would do it all over again.
But see, that's my plan. I'd like to have gone, but like I said, I'm still looking for a job. Hadn't found one yet. But the plan is get me a job that way and get back on my feet financially and make No Name next year.
I all but dragged my wife to that event by her ear, and she left with friends. She made friends out of Wilburn, his mom, John Cope. She had a good time there.
Yep.
At least that's what she tells me. But I tend to believe her because every time she catches me watching one of Cope's videos or John Wilburn's videos, hey, tell him I said hi.
Yeah, I missed John's stream earlier because, like I said, we got guests and everything in town for 3 weeks, and we've been blowing and going out there in the yard since about 4 o'clock. So we had about an hour and a half to try and get as much done in, and we got quite a bit. And it's just getting everything else set up here, and had to go back to the store to get some more stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, I missed John's stream earlier. I need to find someone that wants those J heads.
Let's see. John Wilburn, weren't you looking for some J heads a while back? I remember you asking me. You asked me if I had a pair or had one or something. I'm trying to remember. Functional issues. I don't know if I got yours. Did you just send it? No, I didn't. I didn't send one, but I just checked my email. I got one from you, functional. So I will respond either when I get done here tonight or in the morning.
Oh, and I did get a lot of good information on that video for that intake manifold.
Oh, did you? Good deal.
Yeah, finally got it figured out as far as
What the hell it is?
right and everything. And yeah, everybody goes, yeah, someone really did a lot of work on where the carburetor bolts down. But one guy was going, yeah, that's a piece of history right there. You can't even get that intake anymore.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, John. She is pretty cool. Shop truck is completely disassembled right now. Bare frame, not ready.
Yeah.
What J heads? Mater has a pair of J heads.
No, I got 6 J heads that are bare right now, and then I've got 2 U heads, which is, well, it's basically a J, but just what, a year or 2 later when they went to those. But these came off of, what happens is there was a guy that used to dirt track race. Him and his brother, they ran both a Barracuda and a Challenger, and they were running 340s and 360s in them. And they had those J heads, and they got them set up for 202 valves, and they already got them done some decent port work on them.
Well, Auto Salvage Outlaws, if you're talking about Rich, I agree with you. I don't like him either. Yeah. And Clint, no name doesn't count because you guys got to meet her when you came here to the house. Yeah, Clint and his wife, they actually stopped here at the house earlier in the year on a cross-country trip and visited for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, a bunch of the gauges in the truck Clint gave me when he was here. I and the truck still thank him for that.
Tony, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know on the J heads, which is used on the 340s, they had the 202 valves.
Some of them. There
Okay.
were some J heads that had the smaller intakes in them too.
Right.
They weren't real common, but
Right.
they did exist.
Right. My question is, how hard is it to get them to be bigger on the intake?
To get any bigger than a 202 on a small block is difficult.
Is it?
And if you did get them much bigger, you'd end up having to notch the bore anyways. I've seen guys put 205s in them, but you don't gain much. I mean, that's a max effort build. And if you're going to put the money into doing that, if you're after horsepower, you might as well buy a set of aftermarket heads.
Because I was doing, my research, and I was going to see about putting some 383 valves in there. 383 is a 208.
Right.
Okay. So I was thinking, now stem diameter is the same.
The stem diameter is the same. It's a 3/8 stem.
Right. But now the stem length is longer for 383, not by much. And I'm going, get a decent set of rockers and everything, and get that valve and everything set up in there. I'm wondering how that would be in those J heads.
Well, you'd want to set the valve high in the seat, which would help combat the extra length in the stem.
Right.
But you're still most likely going to have to shim the rocker shafts.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head what the length is, what the difference in length is. I mean, if it's only, 50, 60, 70 thousandths, then, there's ways you could cheat around it by the way you cut the seat. And you'd
Right.
set the valve higher in the seat, which would also help you with combustion chamber size.
Right.
And getting compression, but you'd still most likely have to shim your rocker shafts up, which is no big deal if you know how to do it.
Right.
You just got, you don't cut all the shims the same. You cut your first shim, and then your second one is a little smaller, and your third one's a little smaller, so they nest. Is how you do that on a Chrysler engine.
Hey,
And
Bear Rose.
to get your geometry where it's got to be.
Right.
99% of J heads with a 188 intake port is the same. No reason for bigger valve unless a really big bore 208 would shroud it horribly. Exactly.
Well, from what I understand, the 202, those were basically for the 340s. The
Right.
340s
With a large
port. Right.
I mean, you can put 202s on a 318. Hell, my 318 and my Charger's got J heads with 202 valves in them, but they shroud badly because it's only a 391 bore.
I'm just wondering, what is the most you can bore a 318 block out?
Depends on what the sonic check comes back to. I've seen them 80 and 90 over. But
So almost
no, you'd never get a 340 is a 4.040 bore.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. The 340 is the largest bore in a small block from the factory. 360 is a 4-inch bore. A 340 is 4040 with a 3.31 stroke, which is the same as a 318 with a 3.
Yeah, it's the same with the right. 273s, 318, 340, same stroke, and for a while there, they were the same crank.
The early ones were all the steel cranks. 1971 saw the 318s and go to a cast crank, and I think some of the 340s got cast cranks too in 71.
Yep.
I know by 72 they were all cast.
Right, but now your 273s were all steel cranks.
Yeah, this 273 was gone from production before they started doing them in cast.
Right.
The last production 273 was 1967.
I happen to have a 273.
I had one, and it turned up missing.
Really?
I actually like the 273s.
Oh. I had a guy, it was 66 or 67 Coronet, and the engine, there was something wrong with it. And he goes, if you want it, you can have it. Because he said he was looking for someone to pull the engine out.
John Wilburn, for a guy who's never worked on cars before, knows an awful lot about valves and bulwark and shrouding and airflow. Just saying, for those that want to buy into Rich 220s bullshit.
Now, if I load up a set of these heads and those valves, because I've got a complete set of 3 valves, springs, everything, I'd probably load them up in the car and take a nice little road trip over to Arkansas and see somebody over there and say, "Here, have some fun. See what you can do."
Talking about Ed.
Yep.
Yep. He would be one that I would trust. Dougster says allegedly the 413 has thicker casted walls where you can go almost 1 inch. 1 inch is a stretch. The 413 industrial engines, the motorhome engines, the later ones in the late 60s and early 70s, most of them did have really heavy walls. In fact, I own one. I have a 1970 industrial 413 block. I personally don't make a habit of going crazy punching blocks. They ain't making them anymore.
No.
If I want big inches, I'll stroke the thing. You're going to get a lot more gain from stroking it than you're going to get from punching the bore out. It is true. The industrial, the industrial motorhome engines, industrial and motorhome engines, they're the same block, and they are notorious for having real heavy cylinder walls. When I get around to tearing this engine down, that engine ran in my truck, the one you guys all saw at No Name Nationals for 20 years. And it's sitting on a stand right now. It's still a factory bore. When I get around to tearing it down and sonic checking it, I will do a video on that for you guys.
What was last year the 413 was made?
Oh shit, they made the 413 industrial clear up to the end in the late 70s.
Because I know that they were doing.
I want to say 74, 75.
Well, I thought 78 was last year.
It was. I shouldn't have said clear up to the end, but damn near.
Right.
I have seen them with casting dates on them as late as 74, 75.
Right. Because I know the 383, the last year, from what I was told, was 1970. Yeah. I was wondering
what
when
an
you were
abortion that would be.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking dumpster fire.
But 71 is when they came out with the 400, and someone was telling me the 400 was nothing more than 383 bored out with lower compression heads.
No. The 400 is actually a casting all to its own. The 400, in my opinion, is the best factory block you can get your hands on, especially if you can get a winterized one. They've got even heavier webbing down low. But even a non-winterized 400 block's got stronger mains than a 383 block. Plus, the 400 has a larger bore.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Someone, like I said, they told me that what they did is they took the 383, bored it out to where it was a 400.
No, you cannot take a 4250 bore out to 4340. You can't do it. You cannot punch a 383 out to a 400 bore. You won't have any wall left.
Well, I'm just saying, no, that's what the factory wound up doing. That's all they did is they just redesigned the block to have the thicker wall where.
Correct.
Right.
That's correct.
Right. So everything.
No, they didn't punch it, but it's a casting all its own. But yeah.
Right. It's its own casting. So they just took the 383 and then recast it where it had a bigger bore and they had lower compression heads.
Actually, the first 400s had 906 heads on them in 1971.
Really?
Yeah. And the last 383s had 906 heads on them. Dougster right here, he's got a 1971 industrial 413.
Oh.
I also have a 63 413 street block. Now, that is a different block. You will not find those big fat walls in that block. Yeah, the 413 street block from 1963, that was the hot rod engine.
wonder if that RV that's at that junkyard, I wonder if it's got a 413 in it then.
It's got a big block Mopar and it's either the most of the RV 413s industrials, the heads and the water pump were different on them. They look funky. They're taller, they're bigger. The water pump goes directly into the cylinder heads. Nothing on the top end is interchangeable. The intake manifold is, but nothing as far as exhaust manifolds or cylinder heads or any of that is interchangeable with what we know and love as a big block Mopar.
Right.
It would be murder trying to get one of them into a pickup truck or worse yet, a car. The manifolds, the exhaust manifolds, they sit up, more at an angle like you expect on a big block Ford or a big block Chevy, Buick, Pontiac, any of them, The port dimensions are the same. They've got smaller intake and exhaust valves in them. If that would be the biggest giveaway, if you look at it and the top end just looks goofy to you, it's probably a 413 industrial.
I haven't looked at it.
If it's just a regular looking big block, it's most likely a 440, which is a good find too, obviously.
Right. Now I know that
Dougster answering
Chris, from Busted Radio, he's looking for one.
And I told him, hey, year to year, the distributor spun in reverse. That's half right. Some had the timing gear to gear, including the one that I own. It is a gear to gear. The camshaft spins in reverse. The distributor does not. The distributor gear is cut in such a way that it spins in a normal rotation, but the camshaft spins in reverse.
I need to get back out to that junkyard before they crush that RV to see what engine's in there.
Yeah, if you think about that, Doug, if the distributor spun in reverse, the oil pump wouldn't work. So they cut the gears, they cut the drive gear. Excuse me, the drive gear is different. The intermediate gear that drives the oil pump and the distributor is cut different. So it spins the normal rotation on the reverse rotation camshaft. My 413 is that way. And if I'm being honest, that's how I know, because I actually own one and ran it in my pickup for 20 years. I could put a set of heads on that engine. It would run today. I had 906 heads on it. I got it with the goofy top end on it. I bought it off a guy out of a motorhome, and I put 906 heads on it. And looking back, I should have put, I've got like 7 sets of them. I should have put a set of 516 heads on it run the closed chambers.
What was the closed chamber head?
Well, the cock of the walk, if you will, was the 915 head. 1967. The majority of the closed chamber big block heads you're going to trip over in the wrecking yards or the swap meets is the 516. And you got to watch it, because these shady bastards will try to tell you they're 915 heads, because if you flip 516 over, it looks like 915. And you get what I'm saying. They'll try to cheat you, but those are the two, and if you find a set of 915 heads, you're going to pay dearly for them.
So what was on a 66 440?
Most likely 516 heads.
Because my first car I raced was a 66 Chrysler, had the 440 in it. I took the heads and everything off of it, and I wound up having them gone through, and I wound up putting them on that 383, and that sure did wake up that little engine.
Yeah. Yeah, it was they were probably the bigger valve. The 516s, they came with two different valve sizes in them. The 361s and the 383s got one size, and the 440s got another. And then, of course, in the 67 high performance 915 heads were the badasses. And then we could go further back and talk about max wedge heads, but that shit gets real hard to find.
Yep.
Imagine an offset ground D stroke 371 inch 400. It would have a 203 rod ratio, even with factory length rods. It would be so cool in a cubic inch limited class. What would you D stroke that to get there, John? About a 3-inch stroke? Without pulling out my calculator, that's what I'm guessing. 3 or 315, something like that.
All right. See you, Clint.
Clint bailing out?
Yeah.
Right on. Thanks for hanging out, man. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Right now, I'm waiting on the dryer to buzz and everything because we got certain things in there I need to have for being able to go to sleep tonight.
Right. We got Bear Rose hanging out too. Right on. How you doing tonight, Bear Rose? 313 with a 2-inch rod journal. That would be a revving son of a bitch, that's for sure. I've built a few of them that I like doing is taking a steel 383 crank and putting in a 400. 30 over, you get a 406 that'll turn $8,000 without crying.
What is better? I hear people say steel crank is the best and cast is crap, but then I hear, oh, well, cast is good and steel is okay.
Cast isn't crap, but cast won't take the abuse. Cast doesn't like the RPM that steel crank will handle. Most cast Mopar cranks and the big blocks will live just fine to 600 horsepower. But once you get past that, you usually end up breaking them.
Of course, on 8th mile, you're not. I mean, what's the chance of hitting over 6,000 on the top end?
On 8th mile?
Yeah.
I don't know. I had my rev limiter. I had the rev limiter in mine set at 5,500 just because the engine's still fresh, and I hit it every time.
In other words, if you were on a quarter mile,
and I'm running, and I was only running a 355 gear on a 28-inch tire too, relatively tall gears. Now 6,000 RPM and an 8th mile is nothing. I get a few more passes on this one. I'm going to turn the rev limiter up to 65.
Let's see what she'll do.
Well, shit, the cam doesn't even come to life in that thing till about 3,800. That's a lot of my tuning problems is I got a lot of intake reversion because it's got a lot of overlap. There's a lot of duration, 600 thousandths of lift, 11 to 1. I mean, that engine is no slouch.
Right.
And that was most of my demise on the racetrack. It was too much. But I'm going to.
Well, I just heard the buzzer go off, so I need to go grab that because I want nice, warm, clean sheets to be sleeping on tonight.
Yeah.
And so is my girlfriend. So.
Yeah, exactly, John.
Yeah. All right, Tony, I appreciate you having me up and everything.
Yeah, appreciate you coming in, hanging out.
No problem. It's good seeing everybody. And like I said the other day, don't forget, the judge won't be in until Monday morning.
Right. Barrel
I,
hit the nail on the head to answer your question. 99% of driver builds, either cast or forged, it doesn't matter. Run what you have. And yeah, for a street demon or some sort of street beast, 99% of the time a cast crank is plenty.
all right, y'all take it easy, and I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good
Later,
night.
Mater. That was a good chat. I like the way you think with this, John. And you know what? I've got a steel three. Well, it's in a 361, but it's the same crank. I've got a steel 338 stroke crank out there. That would be fun. Just got to find a 400 block to do it in. That might be a fun combination for the Charger. It would definitely require a custom piston. You have to move the pin and the piston, but that's fine. You know, I love building engines. Boy, you got me thinking now. Well, guys, we've been on for 2.5 hours. I'm going to wind it down and go spend a little time with my wife before it gets too late. Mohawk says I need to get going too. Thanks for live. It was very interesting and fun. Have a great night, everyone. It was fun. I appreciate you being in here. ASO got himself a free set of pony seats yesterday. He's going to dye them black. Nice. It's always nice when you get stuff for free. Unfortunately, living in the Mopar world, that doesn't usually happen for me. Dougster says, bye, everyone. Have a great night. Dougster is out. And with that, I think I'm going to shut her down. Appreciate you all being here. Appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat. Appreciate the mods for doing what they do. And we'll see y'all next week. I'm out.